I am Juice from Master the Game, and today I am talking about Roll and Play Press and their various books. So let's get started. So I have two of these in particular. One of them I have two copies of because I had bought one a while back, but they were generous enough to send me another one of those, as well as the Fantasy Character Kit. So I have the Game Master's Fantasy Toolkit and the Fantasy Character Kit. Now, two little bit different books. This one has about 200 random roll tables. This one has about 120 random roll tables. Now, if you have been following me for any amount of time, you know I absolutely love random roll tables. In fact, most of the stuff over in this area is pretty much all random roll tables. I release random roll tables for my patrons. Some of the tables that I make include things like how your party meets up and how your characters know each other and things like that. I absolutely love it. For me, having random roll tables and these prompts can spur creative ideas that I never would have came up with on my own just sitting there thinking about it. Gets my mind working a different way. Working within those constraints brings out probably the more creative sides of myself. So these are books that I love the idea of leaving on the table for my various players or even for my wife who GMs for us. Recently, she was looking at the Fantasy Character Kit, and one of the things that really got her attention was the Druid tables. Now, we are currently playing Tomb of Annihilation, and after that campaign, she won't be running the next one. We're going to get to play alongside each other. And so when we were looking at this, we were like, well, what are our next player characters going to be? And she loved a couple of the Druid tables. The one in particular that stood out to her was the wild shape quirks. Basically things that your character feels or maybe does, before or after shape shifting. Again, really interesting stuff. Something that I don't think we have always thought about when we are role-playing these. Some of the other cool stuff in here that caught my attention, I love playing fighters. There's all sorts of things in here for fighters, like tactics, like setting traps for the battlefield and then luring the monsters in. Now, that's something I would do, but probably not as a fighter. It's something I've thought about as a rogue, something I've thought about as a ranger before. Never really thought about it as a fighter. So I thought that was pretty cool. There's all sorts of interesting things you can use in here. You can use them as a DM or a player. You can use them as a DM to flesh out NPCs and really give some life to your characters in that regard. So this one, again, has 200 tables, and it's mostly about characters and their backstory and things like that. The other one is mostly for GMs, but there are still things in here that even as a player, you can take some stuff from. Especially early on in this book, there's people in quest. So you have character names, details, motives, their jobs, organization names, first meetings, all great stuff here. You also get campaign ideas, world building, journeys and events, combat and injuries, items and rewards, rumors, gossip, bounty posters, town news, taverns and inns, drinks, rations, potions. In fact, the potions in this book are phenomenal. Some of the things you can get, I think, are pretty cool. Some of the spells and magical items in this are also really interesting. There's some plays on words where they change what the words are of spells, where you like disguise shelf, for example. It's just funny. But it's stuff that could be really interesting in your campaigns. Again, if you're running them, I absolutely love them. So again, these are not super expensive. With shipping here in America, I think for this one, I paid about $30. It's 120 random roll tables. It's perfect for use in Dungeons and Dragons 5th edition or any version of D&D. It's perfect for use with Pathfinder or even Fantasy Age or any other fantasy RPG, Palladium Fantasy, so on and so forth. But again, you can still get some really good ideas out of these. Lingering injury tables, for example, amazing. The revival table in here is so good. I personally love the idea that if you're using revival in your games and all your cleric has to do is have a diamond and cast the spell, having something, not necessarily negative, but some kind of quirk, something that is now the effect of this revival spell to that character, I absolutely love it. These are things I use in some of my own games, and most of my groups really enjoy it because they know I'm not out to get them. So again, I think these are fantastic books that you're going to get a ton of use out of. The other book is a little bit more expensive, not much. With shipping, it's probably going to run you a little over $30 here in America. Again, I'm in Michigan. These ship, I believe, from the UK. So again, you're going to have some shipping costs to get them over here, but they are still really, really good. So again, it's Roll and Play Press, the Fantasy Character Kit, and the Game Master Fantasy Toolkit. They're very good. You can get different styles, different colors, things like that. So again, I have 2 of the Game Masters ones. Again, different color schemes, but they're exactly the same based on the contents. And, again, they're awesome. I'm actually planning on giving one to somebody I know who is a newer DM or looking to take on DMing. So I'm probably going to give one of these to them for them to use in their games, and hopefully they'll enjoy it. So with that, again, I can't recommend this enough. Go check it out. I know that this is something I use all the time in my games and will continue to. I'm going to get a lot of ideas. I think you will as well. So again, go pick these up. All the links will be in the description below. If this is your first time here, smash that subscribe button, give us a like, and we will see you guys next time. Game on.